The last on the program is race number 8, the Aragon Welter. And horses we'll take a look at here in the run include Dr. John and Banner Storm. They come out of a welter a fortnight ago. It was a terrific race that. There's a couple of others in there you want to keep an eye on as well. We'll listen to Ross Price, the trainer of Dr. John, also David Harrison, the trainer of Banner Storm, and watch Vintrack in action last week when she led all the way over 1,400 metres.
Other runners include Call Me Henry racing first up on Saturday, Field Commander from the Colin Webster stables, Garbo Storm racing first up also from the Brad Graham stables now. Used to be with Trevor Andrews. He's made the change, Garbo Storm. Super Dragon, who ran a good race first up, went third. The first time under race conditions ever going anti-clockwise, our way here in WA. Desi Arnaz from the Neville Parnham Yard, who was caught off the track last week and really not given much chance. So we'll give a look for an improved run off Desi Arnaz this week. Drifter, whose form's just tapered off slightly, and U-Classy Thing, also from the Neville Parnham stables, and one other is Stirpack from the John Parker Yard. OK, in this first replay we have a look at, it was the welter a fortnight ago, the race taken out by Dr. John. Now Banner Storm runs second in this race, also Field Commander and Drifter, but watch for Desi Arnaz in the Parnham colours, closing late after he got way back in the field.
Money Exchange next, and then Brockor. 1.5 Flirty, Educated Money and Desi Arnaz a minute back in the field. Then Dr. John, and last of all Field Commander. 500 metres out though. Ya Lad moves up on the outside of Banner Storm. They headed Local Legend. Volition 3 wide now, moving to third nearing the turn. Then came Legend Express. The Little Tacker is next, followed by Educated Money and Money Exchange. Then Drifter. At the head of the others, Brockor. Well back to Desi Arnaz. Banner Storm, Ya Lad together. Here comes Brockor though. He's starting to charge at them quickly, and Flirty from well back with Dr. John. Dr. John, Brockor, Banner Storm, the rail, Dr. John. Dr. John gets up to win, came with a great finishing burst to beat Banner Storm, Brockor.
Well, Ross Price is having a wonderful run at the moment. His stable is red hot, and he got the money with Dr. John. They had a bet at about the $40, if you don't mind. That's for a dollar unit down here in WA. Let's have a listen to what Ross Price has got to say about Dr. John's chances on Saturday.
Ross, you must be happy with the way the stable's going at the moment. I don't think there's a horse that's letting you down at the moment. One of the ones that is going exceptionally well, Dr. John.
Yes, Wes, he's certainly put his best foot forward last start and trained on well since then. Worked well on Tuesday morning, so yeah, he's certainly gone up a lot in weight. He's had a big rise in weight, but yeah, just hope he can handle it.
What do you make of the opposition that he's meeting? Banner Storm's there, who he did beat last time out.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's. I mean, someone's had to be top weight with the 58, and I mean, I suppose that's why. I think he's got an extra 1.5 kilos just because he's got to be top weight, whereas he's 54.5 before. But yeah, look, I mean, the opposition's there. It's the luck on the day with him. I mean, he's just got to get the right run. He's probably he's not better than these horses, but he's just got to get the right run on the day.
And his last start victory, really no fluke. He went out way over the odds. His run in the Belmont Sprint behind his stablemate beat the Storm was pretty good.
Well, even the start before in the Roma Cup, he was only beaten 2.5 lengths. Then the Belmont Sprint, he was beaten. Well, at the 200 metre mark, he was only about 2 lengths behind him. So, coming back to 1200, which is probably his better distance, I knew he wasn't going to be far away. Not on the weights and on the field.
Weight stops trains. Can he win?
Yeah, I think if he gets the right run, yeah, I think he's got a big chance.
Wes Cameron caught up with David Harrison during the week about Banner Storm's chances.
Banner Storm fronts up in the welter. I know, speaking with you before its last start effort, if it led, you gave it a real good chance.
Yeah, and I think it's probably the same case again today, Wes. Like, I think he's drawn well enough, and the pace of the race, looking at the field, I think he's probably going to be there again, 1-2, yeah.
Jessica Hill knows the horse well?
She does, yeah, and he always kicks back hard, so with Jessica Hill riding him.
All right, happy with him going into the race?
Yeah, very happy, as I can be. I think he'll be right there for sure.
Well, he was big and he was bold down at Banner Storm in that particular race. He fought them all off but couldn't hold out Dr. John, and he'll get his chance on Saturday. We need to go and have a look at Vintrack. Last Saturday rolled to the front at the 1400 metre race, and Robbie Marcoux was out to rate her beautifully in front. She was never under pressure in the race and was always looking a good thing from the home bend.
From last, going down the side of the track from Stirb Pack, and back last is Lust for Dust. At the 600 they come. Marku has Vintrack in front, rolling along by a length and a half. Overlock ridden forward, and then 2 lengths Siesta Park, who's had a lovely run behind them, third in the clear. 2 lengths Elsie the Eagle and OPO Miss on the fence. Oh Flirty giving the leaders about 6 or 7 lengths, and she's flat to the floorboard, straightening up as Overlock comes at Vintrack. At the 300, Vintrack responds though. She's holding Overlock for the moment. Siesta Park then came on the outside. Oh Flirty, Vintrack though responds. 100 metres to go. She's in front. She's starting to shorten stride. Lust for Dust flying from Siesta Park. Elsie the Eagle, but Vintrack's going to have enough in hand. And in fact, she held them at bay. Vintrack won it by a length.
Yeah, she's certainly in good form, Vintrack. And if you draw a line through Oh Flirty, who was in that race that Dr. John won, you really can get her into this race with that 52.5 kilograms after the claim for Robert Marcoux.
Is it a concern back to 1200 metres though? I think Robert will have to really ride her hard and tough and have her up on the pace, because he really let her run along before the corner last week in a 1400 metre event.
Yeah, well, she's been very versatile. When each time Lindsay's dropped her back in distance, she's been able to sprint well. So I don't think that's a concern. I'm a little worried about from the outside draw, there's a bit of inside pressure, whether or not she can get around those horses early and either, well, I think she'll either lead or sit outside of Banner Storm. And I think in either of those positions, she can win. 9 on top, Vintrack to beat 4 Banner Storm. Wonderful effort last start. Next in will be number 7, Desi Arnaz. He just got too far back and he can take up a more forward position. And in for 4th, I'll put in Super Dragon, number 6. Shows pace, has been doing it right and might just get the right run here. Drops a lot in weight. I haven't included Dr. John. He was magnificent last start, as you saw in that replay. Just rising 3.5 kilograms in weight is my concern there.
I'm going to stick with Dr. John on top, number 1 to win. It's only a minimum of 54.5 kilos, so the 58 doesn't concern me too much. And I spoke to Ross Price on Thursday morning, and the weight certainly didn't concern him at all. He was never looking to claim at any stage. So Dr. John, number 1 on top to win. It was a brilliant effort last start. He really got out of the ground late. He was impossible at the furlong, and then 50 metres before the line, he just exploded.
Well, from barrier 9, he's probably going to be back there again. Do you think he can do that again?
I think he can. He's only got to put together a similar performance. Doesn't even have to repeat the same dose he did last week. If he can put a similar performance out there on Saturday, he'll be winning again. Number 7, Desi Arnaz to run second. He was well back in the field last week and never really slotted in with any cover at any stage of the race, just had to punch the breeze throughout, so he was a bit unlucky from the wide draw. I'll put number 7, Desi Arnaz, in to run second. Number 9, Vintrack to run third, but he'll have to ride a hard Robbie Marcoux, and he'll have to attack early and before the corner and make use of the fact that she's dropping back to 14 from 14 to 1200 metres. And number 3, Banner Storm, into the multiples to run 4th.
Yeah, wonderful race to finish the program off, the welter over the 1200 metres. Well, we're taking a break. We'll come back with all our best bets after the break. But before we do, let me tell you once again about westozracing.com. All the information you need up there in Singapore to have a bet on Perth. And keep an eye on this site, because in the next couple of months, it is going to transform into one of the best websites you'll see anywhere in the world. Let's take a break on the Perth Racing Preview.